How long has it been since you've been in Korea?
40 years.
Adoption is a lifelong journey. My story felt like a black hole. It could lead me to answers I didn't want to know.
Forget to hydrate. Don't forget to hydrate. Did you drink enough water today? Did you drink?
What does it mean to be a person from a place? What does it mean to have ancestors that live in a place that might be connected to you, but you don't have any physical representation of that in the world besides your face?
Okay. Happy birthday.
When you're out in nature, there's something that comes alive for you. You're not going to be judged in nature, and you'll always have a refuge there.
Do you need some?
Being outdoors has always been such a place of mystery and fun. Half the fun of hiking and backpacking is just learning how to prepare and how to be okay with yourself.
There it is.
I grew up in the hill country of South Texas with a bunch of other white people. Adoption was always something celebrated by my family, but I was not very interested in connecting with my heritage. In college, I was exposed to more and became more aware of my own Asian identity. I was actually around a lot of other Koreans for the first time. So I had Korean classmates. And for the new year, I was invited to a Korean home. One of the family members pulled me aside and said, "I know that your birth family would want to know that you're okay. And we'll help you find your birth family." I was both very excited and flabbergasted that someone would offer to help me with this process. So I called my mom. And understandably, my mom freaked out a little bit.
All right. Come and get it.
Adoption is a lifelong journey.
Trade those.
And my story, at many points, felt like a black hole. It felt like the closer I got to it, the more I'd be sucked into the unknowns and the darkness of it. Often, adoptees experience their adoption as being celebrated. But for the adoptee, it also means a loss of family, a loss of country, a loss of a language, a loss of a heritage of food and traditions. This is a loss for me, and it's a loss that only I can experience. I work as a crime victim advocate with a law enforcement agency. So the work that I do is often companioning with folks who have experienced a lot of trauma. And what we've learned about trauma is that our bodies absorb that experience and our brain absorbs that experience. But I think when we accept that our bodies hold that memory and then can let our bodies move, we're able to process things. So I walk when I feel sad. I walk when I feel angry. I walk when I have confusion or I'm feeling grief. Moving in nature is so important because it's in nature we find that solace. When we meet with that old friend, something is solved within us, and it's solved by walking. I became a young working professional in the education field with international students. And a significant thing that happened was my advanced conversation class chose adoption as a topic they wanted to discuss. So as a teacher, I did my best to be neutral, but ended up one day saying more about my experiences as a person who's been adopted and how much that opened up grief inside of me, which kind of prompted me to go to counseling and began a very healing process for me to be able to accept the grief. And then I was ready to find out more about my birth family.
There I was. After her temporary care at a foster home of Wanju Branch, the baby was transferred to Seoul on May 23rd, 1983, and placed in a foster home in Seoul on May 24th. You can almost see the names through the permanent marker because it's aged so much. I mean, I've had a lot of time to process this, so I don't have a strong emotional reaction to it today. You know what it does. But I will say it was quite the surprise when I discovered it the first time.
Make notice. You don't know much about your origin story either. Mystery. Mystery.
I went back to reconnecting with my adoption agency. And this time, there were enough firm places within me that I could proceed on my own. Knowing that it could lead me to answers I didn't want to know. It could lead me to knowledge of a depth. It could lead me to a person who didn't want to be connected to me. It could lead to a lot of different things. Ultimately, what it led to was no answer. For my own journey, I think it was helpful to have the answer of we don't know. I had done what I could, and then I could move forward. And the way that I was able to move forward was to reconnect with my foster family.
Connection.
And
We're going to Korea.
how long has it been since you've been in Korea?
40 years. It's been 40 years. So,
All right.
we're in Korea. Oh my gosh. Mimi and I just got off the plane. It wasn't really real until I saw the land and the little mountains that look a little bit like Tennessee Hills.
I'm Miss Park. Finally met. Yeah, nice to meet you. Thank you. 아, 혹시 이유선 씨? 예, 안녕하세요. 이 친구가 소영이에요. 생각보다 작아가지고. 예. 안녕하세요. 들어오세요. 얼굴이 약간네. 예, 있네 진짜. 눈매나 이런 데가 있네.
엄마, 마마.
So beautiful. Why don't you have a seat?
This is me and my dad.
여기 아빠.
응, 아까 여기 사진.
예, 아버님.
Yes.
가족끼리 모여서 찍은 사진이야.
I don't
막내,
even know
큰오빠,
how
나.
I had the imagination that I wanted to go to my foster parents' grave. I even asked my foster sister, is it weird that I asked? And her response was, what's weird about visiting your parents?
거기 가. 아주 오래전에 엄마가 키웠던 소영인데 엄마가 기억할는지는 모르겠네. 그래도 소영이가 잊지 않고 엄마 아빠 보고 싶어서 먼 길에서 여기까지 왔어요.
We are currently on the bus to go to Daybeck. Very excited. Daybeck is where I was born.
Being in a land, in a place, was so important. I mean, I don't have the connections with people besides my foster family. That is such a gift. Just being there, I couldn't stop thinking about my ancestors. I would look at the taxi driver and be like, he could be my relative. There was a moment on the hike where I stopped on a bridge. And I was able to, in not moving, feel my belonging in this place. I think it's important to carry that feeling, but it's not something you can carry by staying. You have to carry it by leaving, by continuing your journey.